Hi, welcome to Kalaimari's tutorial. Today in this session, we will see about virtual functions in C++. For implementing the runtime polymorphism, we are going to use this virtual function. So, let us see how this polymorphism is going to work with the functions, and we'll see one example program to implement virtual function in C++ program. So here this property is going to allow the object belonging to different class to respond to the same message. So when the same base pointer is used to access a member of base and derived class, even though if it contains the address of the derived object, this base pointer is going to execute always a function in the base class. The function in the base class is declared as virtual. So when a function is made virtual, C++ determines the function to use at runtime based on the type of object pointed to by the base class rather than the type of pointer. So this is a definition of a virtual function. So virtual function is a member function which is declared within a base class and it is redefined by a derived class. So let us see one implementation of the virtual function program. So here we got two classes. One is class base, another one is class derived. So here this is the parent class and this class derived is the child class. So here we are inheriting the properties of the base class into my derived class. So here in both the classes we have two functions named print and show. In derived class also we are having two functions like print and show. So as usual, so in C programming, we'll be creating an object for every class and we'll be invoking the functions of the classes with the help of the object. So likewise, if we are declaring a pointer, that is base pointer, for this class instead of an object, and we are assigning the address of the derived object to the base pointer. The base pointer is nothing but the pointer created for the base class. So in that situation, the memory will be holding the member functions of the base class. So whenever we invoke the member functions of using that particular base pointer, the functions of the base class only will be invoked and the output will be given. So if suppose in order to, if at all, if I want to use the same pointer for the base class and with that base class pointer if I want to access the derived class member functions. In that case we will make one of the function in my base class to be the virtual one. So let us see how far this is going to work out. So here you will have to remember in base class you got two functions print and show, and in derived class you got again same function that is print and show with different body. And so here what I have done in base class I have made this void print as virtual. So what does it mean? So during the runtime, so this particular function is going to be called even though I am going to call the member function using the base pointer. So let us see what happens function. So this is my main program. So base star bptr. Base is the class name. That is the class name of the base class. Star bptr is a pointer name which I am declaring. And for derived class, again I have created an object that is derived D is the object of the derived class. So now what I am doing is, now I am assigning the address of this derived class to my base pointer. So if, see here in this third statement, here I am assigning the address of the derived class to my base pointer. But still, if I am going to call the function of the classes by using this base pointer, the memory will be holding the functions and data members and member functions of the base class alone. So if I'm for using that is if I'm using this base pointer to call those functions, so the functions of the base class only will be executed and it is not going to call the derived class functions. So I have told you earlier, so in order to overcome this, we are using the virtual keyword. So what I have done, so in base class, I am making that print function as virtual. So here, so I told in the previous slides, that is, if the C++ is going to see, the compiler is going to see this virtual keyword, so it is going to call the function during the runtime. Correct. So here bptr is a pointer with the arrow again. This is an operator, fine. And again print function I'm calling here. So if this is the case, what happens? So this is going to be binded during the runtime and it is going to invoke the derived class function and not the base class function. So here again show I haven't made as virtual in the base class, isn't it? So anyway, the memory will be holding the functions, right? Base class functions alone. So using the BPTR, so if it is a non-virtual function, so it is going to be called, that is the base class function alone will be called if I am not declaring it as a non-virtual function, and this is going to be held during the compile time. Binding happens during the compile time. So print derived class is a statement which is present in the print function of the derived class, and show base class is a statement which is present in the show function of the base class. So these are all the rules to be followed in the virtual functions. So virtual functions have to be member of some class and they cannot be the static members. They are accessed by using object pointers alone. If I am using the virtual function inside my program, it will be accessed with the help of pointer. Again, it can be friend of another class. So virtual function in the base class must be defined even though it is not used anywhere else in my program. The prototype of the base class version of virtual function and all the derived class must be identical. So we have seen on simple examples. So also in that we are having the same prototype, right? Same function name without passing any arguments into it. Again, we cannot have virtual constructors, but can have virtual destructors. We cannot use a pointer of derived object to access the object of base type. See here in this example, what we did, we created a base pointer for the base class, and using that we are able to access the derived class object, isn't it? But the vice versa, it is not possible. So these are the various rules you have to remember when we are implementing the virtual function within the program. So next we shall see one more new concept, that is pure virtual function. So it is a function declared inside the base class, but it has not definition. There is no definition within that function. We call that to be a pure virtual function, but it should be derived in the derived class because it is one of the rule, right? So so this thing you have to remember, a virtual function which is declared alone in the base class, but it is not defined. It's called the pure virtual function. So we may call it in one more term like virtual function equal to 0. So for that I have given an example how this statement is going to work. Thank you.